Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Ariels podcast with the Digital Podcast Network. How's it going, guys? Thank you so much for joining me. Lots of exciting things. If you're still on the fence, there are 2 spots left for our summer traincation in Miami in partnership with Acro Gravity Academy and Aerial Sailing Miami. We're going there from June 21st through the 26th, 20 hours of training in studio, and then we're going to go on excursions on the boat, taking amazing pictures off a sailboat. DM me if you are interested in those last 2 spots. Check out my website. I have my main course, comprehensive course, aerial rehab, and a free mini course if you want to just check it out. And we have the Artist Entrepreneur podcast. Noah Doc, Amanda Ritchie, and I gab every other week, and I bring on some amazing guests who do artistic businesses. All right, my friends, thank you for being here. Let's get started. Erin, thanks for joining me, and thanks for your flexibility. You find me in a very chaotic moment. I actually had everything together up until the last 20 minutes.
Which is totally understandable. We're all moms here, so don't worry about it. Yes.
We're all moms. So, Erin, if you could introduce yourself to my audience and a little bit about what you do, and then I'll jump in.
Sure. So I'm Irina Rubin, and I'm the CEO and founder of MamaZen, which is a wonderful platform for moms that when they get overwhelmed, they have a space to calm down, regulate themselves, and feel like they have everything put back together, right, from all that chaos. So that's what I do. I started it because I was feeling like I was losing control over my life, and all the solutions that were out there were not really helping me. So I went on a journey and found out an amazing tool, which is what is creating each session in MamaZen. We're combining very powerful techniques and really help moms to just shift. So when you feel like you're about to scream or you feel that stress really like rising and you can't really stop and you don't know what's going on and you're flooding, that's when we come in and help you to really calm down.
Oh, it's almost like it's so on point for my life right now, right?
Yeah, so if you could play a session right now for you and one session for your daughter, everything would go back to calmness, right?
Oh, I hopefully... Tell her about my childhood hair. She wants me to tell you that I had a bowl cut, and she wondered why my mom would do that to me because it was so terrible. Erin, tell me about these sessions. How did you craft them? What's your thought behind them? And what kind of experience would I have if I went and did that right now?
So, as you know, motherhood is something that challenges you on a very high level. And before we become moms, we always say, oh, we're not going to be like our parents, or we're not going to be yelling, and our kids are going to be amazing. And then you actually start to experience motherhood and you realize you don't really have much control. So everything that you grew up with in your home, or all the movies that you've been seeing throughout your childhood, are really shaping how you behave now. So if you grew up in a household that was very intense and there was a lot of yelling, you are probably yelling today. If you grew up in a household that was very anxious, you probably learned those skills and now you are also anxious. If you grew up in a home where the parents punished you by not talking to you, then you're probably using that technique on your children now. So everything that you experience to this day is shaping how you behave. Now, how do you change that? How do you become less reactive? How do you change that behavior? Well, there are 2 parts of your mind. One is the subconscious mind and one is the conscious. Consciously, we all know we don't want to behave this way. But the subconscious is very, very strong because it controls 85% of your mind power. So how do you change your subconscious mind? Well, you need to start doing exercises that actually train the subconscious mind to a new reality. And that can be through affirmations, visualizations, calming your nervous system down, cognitive techniques, things like that. And over time, all of a sudden, when you're getting triggered, you notice it, but you don't react in the same way. So that's exactly what our sessions have. And I noticed that physically everything was okay with me, but mentally and emotionally I wasn't doing well. And that's when I started really focusing on my mind and giving myself those breaks when I was feeling that I was getting flooded. And those breaks really helped me to separate what's happening from how I'm reacting. Does that make sense?
Oh, if I could do this, that would be, I mean, I'm kind of already halfway there because I can recognize,
yes.
You know, I'm kind of in this mindful space already where I'm like, I know I'm being triggered. I feel the feelings,
yes.
And I can't stop the feelings. You're right. I'm kind of halfway there. Some people don't even recognize
Correct. They're in a cycle. They don't even know. Yes.
Yes. Yes. So, but, you know, for example, you guys, my child currently is climbing all over me.
Mm-hmm.
Currently,
literally.
Because when I said to her, when I came in, I'm podcasting for 2 hours, she understood that as I'm podcasting in 2 hours.
Oh.
And so what happened is I started to move upstairs into my office space and getting all of my things set up. And she's running after me like she thought she had me for a little while.
Makes sense.
And now she's like, but I don't have you at all. You're on this thing. And, you know, I'm looking at the clock and it's already my time, 5:00. And we have an adult, you know, appointment set. She's sticking her tongue out at urine currently because she's like, who do I blame for this? So, you know, let's take what just happened to me. I literally because I left from work.
Yes.
My partner picked her up from school. I went it's raining. I'm in San Antonio.
Okay.
Where are you at?
We're in Sarasota, Florida.
You're in Florida. We are getting an absorbent amount of rain here right now.
We had a flood watch.
Yeah, we had a flood watch.
No, we had a flood warning.
A flood warning?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's got her big field trip to SeaWorld tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
I don't have a rain jacket for her. It never rains. So I'm like at Target trying to find a raincoat. They didn't have one, by the way. I went to the grocery store to get food for our lunches tomorrow. And,
Mom, we're not.
Bean.
We're not bringing.
I know. Thank you. My own lunch. And she thinks that she has my time. I have about a half an hour to eat and get to this meeting. And she's running after me like she feels like something's been taken from her because she didn't understand what I had said. Now, how do I fix this over time so that my reaction isn't like, I could feel it, like
yes,
I'm sweating right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So really the reality is that your nervous system is reacting to the stress right now. And it can be through, you know, very shallow breathing or sweating. For me also, when I get anxious, I start to sweat. And it's very, very normal. And it can happen. And you notice it and like, oh my God, I'm feeling it right now. What do I do? The important thing is before you go to sleep tonight, calm your nervous system down. So you get out of this stressful moment so it doesn't really wake you up at night or attacks you tomorrow when your system doesn't feel safe, it comes back later. So you have to tell your nervous system, actually everything is fine. Even though I experienced some stress earlier, it's okay, you can calm down. And that's exactly what our sessions do. So we start every session with relaxation, and we use very specific techniques that help the body really take off that guard. And only in that way you can regulate yourself and shift. And over time, when you do this practice, you won't start sweating anymore. Your system will actually notice it, and then will shift towards the calmness part more because you are trained, right? Just like you train to run a marathon and it becomes easier and easier. Now it's easier and easier to go back to that calm nervous system and not be flooded for hours and hours. And it's really, really hard to come out of it unless you know how to.
Okay, so I would turn on. Is it kind of like a podcast where I can just listen to it in my car?
No. So the
Okay.
relaxation part is the most important part of the session, and it requires your full attention. You
Okay,
need
so
to be
it's actually
present.
something that I'm engaged with.
It's
Okay.
something you're engaged with. We are actually directing you the whole time. We're helping you to really achieve that relaxation state. You're not doing anything by yourself. There's no silence, long period of silence. We're actually, it's almost like a guided journey. I think the most important thing is to stay present, right? So later on, when you think about this conversation, don't worry about it. Whatever happened, happened. Whether it went well or not is not important. It's the fact that you were able to proceed. Here we are doing this podcast. Your daughter is getting small, few seconds here and there of attention from you. Soon the podcast will be over. It will be recorded. And then you just give her your full attention. So don't go back and start rehashing about what you could have done or what you should have done.
Yeah.
That's actually going to put more guilt, which is unnecessary, and put you back into the center. It's really not necessary. Everything you're doing right now is fine. It's what needs to be done. It's what needs to go. This is how it should go. And if you take it with that attitude, then you'll understand that, you know what? I've done above and beyond today. I tried to find a coat. I was able to eat, even though I rushed through it. I did the podcast. Now I'm with my daughter. I'm good. That's it. When you go to sleep tonight, feel really, really great about everything you've done, because that's how we go, us moms, Nothing is perfect. Motherhood is definitely not perfect. There are ups and downs all the time. But you have the power to separate yourself from the guilt and the shame and the anger. And that's what we're working on at MamaZen.
Okay, Erin, what's your background when it comes to like your field? What do you do during the day before MamaZen?
What do I do? Well, I start my morning with being very present with my children, because that's the most important thing before they head out to school. I really focus on nutritional breakfast, but quick stuff. I don't waste a lot of time in the morning in the kitchen. And then pack their lunches. And then sometimes I do work for half an hour and then go do some self-care, or I do the self-care first and then start my morning. But the self-care part is so important to have a really successful day. And I know every morning when I wake up, I have a huge list of things I need to do, and I never finish it. And I'm okay with that. Tomorrow's a new day. So I try to start the morning and end the morning being present with my children. And I take between half an hour to an hour time to really work on myself. If it's mindfulness, if it's spirituality, if it's working out, if it's preparing a healthy meal for myself, because if I don't do those things, nobody will do them for me. So it's quite important to prioritize those things so you can, it's so stressful and there's so many different layers when you are a working mom that if you don't take that time for yourself, you will burn out. And that's an awful feeling, because I felt it before and it was affecting me physically as well. I felt almost an illness, right? So you have to prioritize your nutrition, you have to prioritize your sleep, you have to prioritize your physical activity, things like that. And also, I do a lot of mind work.
Erin, are you a doctor yourself? Like, are you a psychologist?
No, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm actually an econ major. But
love it.
But, I'm a mother that went through a very difficult experience. I was an athlete before I became a mom. I was in the military, so I thought I was really tough, and becoming a mom is going to be the easiest thing ever, and it wasn't. And that's when I realized that society really neglected moms and doesn't really give us what we need to have a successful motherhood experience. The villages are gone, so millennial moms and Gen Z moms are trying to figure it out by themselves, and that's what I did. I tried to figure it out by myself, and nothing was really working. It was just a horrible, lonely experience until I realized that it's all in my mind. And if I can give my brain the break and give my nervous system the break it needs, then I can really, really, really be the mom I always wanted to be, and that's the most important thing.
Okay, so for my women out there, I have lots of moms of all ages. We have lots of moms who are also like gonna be in perimenopause soon, if not already. Some of the younger ones. For them, if they were to pick up this product of yours, tell me what they'd experience, how they would digest it.
Yes.
Is it how many modules? Like, how long does it take to do this? And then how long do you feel like it takes to feel any difference?
Yes. So basically, our programs begin in pregnancy all the way through adolescence, but I have a lot of moms of adult children that are still getting anxiety and getting triggered when their kids call them because they never learned the skill of staying in your inner space and in your inner peace when things get out of hand. Our children are very connected to us from the moment they're in our uterus, and when they come out, it doesn't stop. And it's really, really hard because you can't control their behavior, you can't control their emotions, and we try to control everything, right? But we can't, so it really triggers us when things don't go well for them. What we do in MamaZen, you have sessions for any emotion a mom would feel. So if it's anxiety, if it's rage, if it's impatience, if it's breaking generational cycles, if it's problems with sleep, we are really working with the mom to help her overcome those emotions and not get overwhelmed by them. So you might still feel anger, but it's not going to consume you. So our techniques are really shifting your whole mind to react and to have a different perspective about what's going on. So a mom will download the app, she'll enter the emotions she's feeling, how old her kids are, and then she'll start a session. Now, the sessions take anywhere from 5 to 25 minutes. And the mom can go as deep as she wants with the experience. Some moms will go deeper, like yoga moms that are very experienced with calming their body down and meditating. They'll go really, really deep with the session. Other moms that are not really into, going as deep as yoga moms, they will not go as deep. So, and then within 1 or 2 sessions, you'll start noticing. And you have to experience it in order to really know what I mean. But you will start noticing the change happening. You'll be aware of your behavior. You'll notice what your body is experiencing. If it's, that rage climbing up or the sweating, you'll start noticing the symptoms. And then you'll have a toolbox of things you can do to calm yourself down. Over time, it gets easier and easier. So if you do a session 5 or 6 times, it will be actually stronger and more effective with what you're experiencing with your triggers. If you do 1 or 2 sessions, it will probably be a little bit less. So does that make sense? It really depends how much time you put into it, but it's very relaxing. It's life-changing because I think most of us walk around in fight or flight mode all day long, and we don't even know it anymore. That's what's so scary. We don't even remember what it feels like to be calm. And that's why moms who do the sessions, they're starting to remember because it's in you, it's there, you just have to uncover it.
So I'm trying to imagine, because you say some people can choose to go deeper.
Yes.
But I'm imagining a podcast, but it's not quite because it's interactive and you can make different choices within the session, right? So is it like, how am I going down this rabbit hole?
So we are using visualization to help you experience something. So there's something called neuroplasticity. So if you are a very negative person and all day long you focus on how crappy motherhood is, how hard it is, how you are never feeling like you're ahead, how you really hate making lunches for your kids, how you hate doing laundry, your days are going to be very, very long and full probably of negative things happening. If you wake up tomorrow and you set the intention, I'm going to have a wonderful day today. I'm going to focus on the positive. I'm going to use positive affirmations throughout the day. All of a sudden, things start to shift. And that's because of neuroplasticity. It's actually proven science that you have positive neural connections in your brain that you can reinforce. And all of a sudden, positivity starts to really accumulate throughout the day. That's exactly what our sessions do. We're leading you through an experience that's more positive. And guess what happens? Your mind doesn't know you're doing a session on MamaZen. It is experiencing it as a real life. So next time you're experiencing the same thing, because motherhood is a cycle. We are doing everything almost the same every day. If bedtime is hard, it's going to be hard tomorrow unless you start working on that specific trigger, the triggers you do in bedtime. You won't be able to change how bedtime is tomorrow. So we're helping you with really starting to create a vision that's more positive, and all of a sudden that vision becomes reality. It's actually quite powerful because you're only using your mind. We're not doing anything for you. You're the one doing all the work, but through our guidance, you're actually able to do it.
Okay, this sounds like something that might be really a wonderful tool for some of my parents out there. I'm assuming you have like a session for if you're experiencing like the baby blues or postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression.
Correct.
And they have it. They go into different worlds of our brain, right?
Yes.
Because all of these things are different. Like if you're having some symptoms of depression prenatal versus post, it's different.
Yes, we have sessions for the prenatal period because that's a very unique period, and we actually have a lot of sessions around birth because birth is a very emotional time weeks before, and after. Postpartum recovery is one of the most important things for your success, to have a successful postpartum period, because that period is so hard. And for new moms who've never done this before, it can be very overwhelming. So we are really focused on our solution is very vertical. We go deep into every challenge and we really think, does the mom need? What is she going through? So yeah, we have sessions for pregnancy. We have sessions for delivery. We have sessions postpartum period, then newborn period, then infant, then toddlerhood, right? So we're going through each and every group, and we're helping you with scenarios. Motherhood is we're all connected. All mothers are connected. We're all going through the same experience, just different events. So we're really helping moms. We're helping moms with special needs, kids. We're helping them to really process it, to know what they're experiencing emotions that moms that don't have special needs don't go through. So we have a dedicated program for them to help them with this experience. And so that's what I'm trying to say. Every mom, even mom of an adult child, will find something that she can work on.
I mean, not to make this too simplified, but it sounds like a curated therapist without having to.
So we're very different from therapy, because when you go to talk therapy, and that's when neuroplasticity comes in. If you share your negative experience with the therapist, it's actually reinforcing those negative neural connections. So we're doing actually quite the opposite.
Oh, okay. Please tell me.
We're focusing on the positive experience and creating a positive future that when you are... Okay, let's talk about bedtime, right? Bedtime can be 2-3 hours in some houses. Well, guess what? You know that bedtime is going to be really hard. Your nervous system is already in high alert, probably an hour before bedtime. What do you think your child does? They know exactly. They know your tone. They know the way you look at them. They know the yelling. They're already ready for it. Do you think they will change their behavior? No, they're going to exhibit the same exact behavior over and over. And this is the cycle both of you are stuck in. You get angry at bedtime and they try to push your buttons at bedtime. For whatever reason that they do it, if it's to get attention from you or if it's their nervous system is just, their subconscious mind and nervous system are just used to it. So let's say you do the bedtime session and you're visualizing a bedtime routine that you want to have. Now your mind doesn't know it's not happening. It thinks it's happening. So those positive neural connections around bedtime are starting to create. And in about a week, you'll notice, oh my God, bedtime actually wasn't that bad. It actually went well. Your child stopped behaving in those patterns because they were not getting the same reactions from you. So now they're all of a sudden calm. They stop whining. They stop taking forever. They actually listen. But that's because you changed. And now, all of a sudden, bedtime is no longer a struggle. And when that happens, it's amazing. The same way it happened to me, I would get very irritated when they had, fights. They would push each other, they would pull the hair, they would scratch, my daughters, they would really, really be mean to each other. And that was affecting me because I had that relationship with my sister. My sister was bullying me all the time. So I would get triggered when they would start fighting. Now, my nervous system didn't know that that's not my sister. It experienced that the bullying, that when I was getting bullied, that whole feeling came back up. So I was trying to protect myself, so my nervous system would be on high alert, and I would be reacting to it. Now, when I was reacting to it, I didn't realize that I was becoming the bully myself. Because I would tell my older child, it's your fault, because that's what I experienced. My older sister was doing things to me, so it must be the older child's fault. Now, I didn't even realize I was doing it until I did a session about sibling rivalry, and I realized I'm bringing my own experience from childhood into my kid's life. So I did a session called Increase Patience and Reduce Anger. And that's an amazing session, basically. And that in that session, you see yourself how you are being mean and how your kids are reacting to it. But then we help you to see a different movie on a screen. And in that movie, you're reacting with calmness, you're reacting with love, you're more, your communication style changes. And I'm imagining the whole thing. Well, a few days later, my kids started fighting. And I felt that rage come up, and I remember that session, and I made a choice. I'm not going to be yelling right now. I'm going to be very calmly tell them to just put the shoes on and get in the car. My kids were 1 and 3.5. They noticed that I wasn't yelling, that I was very calm when I said that, and they both paused. And they looked at me, and they put their shoes on, and they got in the car. And that was the last time that it affected me. But it also helped them to not get into my emotional dysregulation, which is what we're doing. We're dysregulated. Then we yell at them. They get dysregulated. Now we have to regulate them while we're dysregulated, and it's a vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I'm really starting to understand this now. Like, it really is a neurotraining. You're training your brain. Yes. And it's not the same as therapy because you're not inputting all of your shit, basically.
Correct. Let's put the shit aside.
Okay. I mean, you're not like venting at a therapist. You're not venting at the app.
No, you're not. You're actually doing something that moves you forward. Get me out of this cycle. Change this behavior. I don't want to behave like this anymore, but we're actually giving you a tool that actually helps you to do that. When therapy can take sometimes 20 years. Who is 20 years right now? My kids are going to be in college in 10 years. I don't have time for
having these triggers.
20-year sessions. So moms need something that helps us now, and it's effective, it's short, and it's making a big difference now. Now is the time.
I love this. Okay, so where can they find MamaZen? What's the easiest way to find you?
Yeah, so go on the App Store, put in MamaZen,
okay.
MAMAZEN, which is exactly what we do. We help moms to be more zen. And start the onboarding, answer the questions, because we really customize the app for you. And we have an amazing AI. Her name is Sage. And you can talk to Sage. You can share with Sage what you're feeling in the moment. And Sage will basically go through our 1,000 sessions. We have over 1,000 sessions. So in 2 seconds, she will
that's a lot of content.
She will go through the whole library and find the perfect session for you that you need at that moment. And Sage has been amazing. She's really helping moms really quick, find what they want, because when you're overstimulated, it's very hard to make a decision. Like, I don't know what I need right now. You have too many sessions. So Sage finds the perfect session for you and helps you really overcome that trigger really quick and get that relief right away.
Oh, my goodness. Erin, thank you so much for carving out the time and being here in this chaotic household with me. It's very on point for your product.
Yes, and if you want to, how old is your daughter?
She's 6.
So we have sessions beginning in age 4. So you can play a session for her and listen to it together with her, and it's really nice because both of you will experience relaxation, and just go after that, do your dinner, do your showers, do whatever you need to do, and it's really nice. The kids love it. They feel really, they need the mindfulness as well, and it's something you can do together and just lie in bed together or lie on the carpet together and just listen, and you'll see she'll love it. I see my kids do it and they smile in the middle and they get very happy and relaxed.
I love this. Thank you for sharing it. This audience, a lot of you guys out there might really need to get your hands on this if you happen to be struggling with something right now. Thank you for your time. I appreciate
Thank you, Carrie, and good luck with dinner and everything.
All right, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in. If you would do me a favor and smash that 5 stars and leave me a review, it means the world and it helps other people find this podcast more organically. I really appreciate you. If you'd like to be on this podcast, I want you on this podcast. I want to tell the most diverse stories I possibly can of all the women across the world who are in an aerial practice and also practicing being mothers and trying our best. So if you are interested, please DM me. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. We can do this via Zoom. All right, my friends, we are with Digital Podcasts, and thank you for being here. This is the Expecting Aerialist.